Hi, this is Kim. So, I wanted to go a little bit more in depth about stress and the impacts it has on your system, and really, I guess, kind of paint a whole picture, bring this all together. So, I talked about some tips on how to de stress, how to switch over, but I didn't talk about what stress is really doing and why it's important. To switch over, and also like the function of stress. So stress is a biological function. It's really important for us to be able to get out of a stressful situation. If we're in a car accident and a car's on our leg, to lift it up, to run away from a tiger at another period of evolution. There's a lot of reasons why this hormone being released in our body is important. But in our modern life, there are a lot of events that can cause us stress. So, me personally, I am a mother of two, I'm a wife, and I have my own business. So, I have a lot of moving parts in my life. And at some point, I got stuck in just I was used to operating at high stress. That became my normal. Um, so, what that means is my nervous system was just stuck. So, there's a parasympathetic and a sympathetic, and that is when your body is either in a state of stress or relaxation. And so, what happens when you are in a stressful state is that you have high levels of cortisol, which is the stress hormone that makes you stronger, faster, makes you be able to, operate quickly. But it also shuts down all your other hormones, your endocrine system, because it's not important when you need to run for your life for that to happen. So we weren't meant to stay in this state, though we were meant to go there and then come back. But what happens is we're all living in a world that demands a lot from us. There's iPhones, there's social media, there's the DMV, there's taxes, there's your job, there's a million things that you have to deal with all the time. And so that can cause us to be in a state of stress. And so for me personally, I got stuck there. It's really common for people to get stuck there. I talked about some tips, and I'll go over that again. But okay, so when your body is in a stressful state, it's not producing hormones. It You're not digesting food. It's not again an emergency. Like when you're in that sympathetic state, it's parasympathetic and sympathetic, your nervous system, all the energy, all the blood, the oxygen, everything in your body is going to your limbs so that you can run away. It's also going to your brain so that you can think quickly to do something. But so that can also cause like a really busy mind that's always going where you just can't shut off. So so this was my experience. So I operated there for about 3 years, and I stopped doing my yoga practice. I stopped exercising regularly because I thought, oh, I don't have time for this stuff. I stopped getting massage. I stopped my self-care because I was devoting my time to just running my business and running my life. But what happens with that? Okay, and I was eating really healthy. I eat organic. I was really mindful. But what happens is that my body wasn't digesting food because I was in my sympathetic nervous system was how I was operating. So then your food putrefies in your body. I also had high amounts. It took one stressful situation. It was a high stress situation to really push me over the edge, though. And then the cortisol is also running through your body, and cortisol becomes highly acidic, and so then it's corrosive. So if you have food putrefying in your stomach, you have cortisol, which is corrosive, then also starts to run rampant through your body. And so that's what and it took me down in a really, really hard way. And I want to share this because I see autoimmune disorders, they're really running rampant in our society and they're plaguing a lot of people. And so I want to shed some light into what's going on in your body and how you can also reverse it, because you can reverse these things. Your body is repairing itself all the time. And I know this through skin, and I think that's one of the easiest ways, is that it's constantly renewing and repairing itself. So you can repair damage to your body, but it requires a lot of discipline. So this is kind of my story. Last year, I was in a wheelchair. I rapidly lost the ability to walk, and I really went down really hard, really quickly, and probably didn't go to the doctor as soon as I should have as well, because I didn't have time for myself. So by the time I did receive help, they were telling me that a lot of the things that had occurred would probably be permanent. There was a thing called drop foot. There were just some different ailments that I had in my body, and they were not giving me much hope. So what happened is that I've dove really, really deep into this, how to rebuild, how to clean up the body. And so I want to share this with people, with you. When your body goes down that hard in a way, it does require effort to rebuild it back up, but it's entirely possible. I can walk, I can go out, I can do things, I can get in the ocean. I'm still in recovery. It's only been a year, and I definitely don't have my strength back. But I want to share more of the tips and things that are really important for me and are helping me. So you can share that. But what I shared the other day, so this is really simple, and I'm talking about the sympathetic and the parasympathetic nervous system. And I think this is where it starts. And then your healing and your rebuilding, I'm going to talk more about those kinds of things. But two really easy tips are breathing techniques. And so the first one is, you can call it belly breathing, and it is where you breathe into your stomach, like really far down into your belly, into your diaphragm, and you fill that up first, and then you carry the oxygen the rest of the way up. And then the same way, when you exhale, you slowly push up from your belly and push all that oxygen out of your system. And you want to do probably 5 or 6 of those. And you always want to do that before you eat, so that you can switch over your body, so that you can start digesting, just starting with the basics of what I realized I needed to do, so that I could even get nourishment into my body. To start rebuilding, I had to figure out how to calm myself down so that my body could utilize that food. So belly breathing, again, you exhale or you inhale into your stomach. So you want to bring it all the way down, and you fill that up first. And then you fill it up from there, almost like when you fill a cup of water. The water doesn't start at the top, it starts at the bottom, and then it rises from there. And then same way, you want to push the oxygen up from your stomach, up and out. So that is one. And then another one is, I can't think of the name of this technique offhand, I should have looked, but it's just breathing. So you cover your nostril with one finger and you inhale. And then you're going to exhale out the other nostril. I can't do it and talk to you at the same time, so you close your mouth. And then when you're like this, you just exhaled, you're going to inhale again, and then hold it, and then exhale. So it is important to just kind of hold that inhale in, but you're going to exhale out that nostril, inhale again, hold it, exhale out that nostril, inhale, hold it, exhale. So I would recommend doing at least 6 to 8 of those. But those 2 breathing exercises really helped me. They also, if I am in a stressful situation, because at this moment in time, my nervous system's still pretty shot. So I'll get like shaky and things like that. So this one is like a super quick fix to help reset my nervous system. The other one really helps me with eating. It just helps me with different things that you'll probably find a time and space to use each of them because they're just a little bit different. I guess this feels more like acute medicine, like a Tylenol. The other one feels a little bit more like just manageable lifestyle drinking water, you know? So that's kind of how I think about those. How this has all really made sense to me is that, skincare is really important to me, and clean products have always been really important to me. But the next part of my process has been detoxifying. So I'm going to go deeper into that. But really, what it's made me so aware of is how important clean, non toxic products are. There's so much that we don't have control over, there's so much that we're being exposed to. Definitely the food that we're eating has a lot of stuff in it. It's really important to read labels. My kids were given a packet of pancake mix the other day that has titanium, or it has aluminum in it. So it's in everything. You need to be aware. But then there are things that we don't have control over. The EMF, the pesticides, if you live in just all the landscaping at the parks, there's just a ton that we don't have control over. So it is really important to use clean products. And so that's where I definitely feel I have a big strength, and then a lot of different herbs and things to help your body. That's how I've always viewed skin, is if it's showing up on the skin, it's a sign to something that's going on deeper inside the system. And so that's how I've always treated it. So that's an area of my excellence that has really supported me on my journey, just kind of having that foundation. So I'm excited to share some more of that, because we all want to be healthy. We all want to live our best lives. And that's really important. So I think that kind of puts everything into perspective. I really wanted to feel like I didn't make a clear video in the first place, but I want to talk to you about health and wellness, how to rebuild, how to repair, how I've done it, the clean products, things that we can avoid, and just empower you to have as much control over this, any kind of rebuilding that you need to do. All right, thank you. Aloha.